Hey, I want to share something with you about playing chords on the guitar. Kind of jazz chords, I guess, but I hope this lesson will be useful to all of you, whether you're interested in jazz or not. It's something about the layout of the guitar and the way that a lot of us study. The thing that I want to show you, it might be obvious already to some of you, but it was not obvious to me. I played the guitar for many years before this hit me. And it's simply this. When we study chords on the guitar, we tend to organize them into, it could be string sets, like if we're talking about A minor 7, this is an A minor 7 chord. I would say this is string set 1 because it starts with string 1 and there's 4 notes in the chord. So strings 1, 2, 3, 4, we could call that string set 1. So that's an A minor 7 with the A at the bottom. You could play this on string set 2 and play it down here in open position, or if you can reach it, which is pretty hard on this guitar, you could play it at the 12th fret. So that's A minor 7 with root at the bottom on string set 2. And then you could also do it on string set 3. Right, so that's a way of organizing your study time. So, okay, for now I'm just working on this string set, and then maybe next week I'll work on this next string set, and then this last string set. So another way that chords are sometimes organized for study on the guitar is voicing types. Like we can call this a drop 2 voicing. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it for now. Just know that it's a way of organizing the notes in a chord, and there's, a handful of ways to do it. But this is called drop 2. And then this is drop 3. Of course, these have inversions that you could study as well. So we kind of organize, it's another way to organize chords and organize your practice time is to think, okay, well, I'll learn all my drop 2s, and then I'll learn my drop 3s and all the inversions, and then this is called drop 2 and 3. And again, there's inversions. I don't even know, do I know all of these? Kinda. Anyway, so I need to study more. Anyway, those are some of the ways that we organize our practice time and our thinking and looking at the guitar. But in doing that, you might miss thinking of the guitar more holistically and just looking at how things are laid out and connected. So this was my aha thing. Again, it may already be obvious to some of you, but when it hit me, it was like, oh, of course. And it really opened up the guitar for me. So I want to share it with you. This is an A minor 7 chord with the root down here at the bottom. As you know, I'm sure that the low string on a guitar is E and the high string on the guitar is E. So anything you play down here, you could play 2 octaves higher here. So this is A minor 7, and then this is A minor 7. You could do A major 7, and you get that. You could do A7, and you get that. You could do A minor 7 flat 5, and you get that. And, this effectively could double the chords that you know instantly, because if you're studying kind of jazzy chords, we tend to learn these early on. They're easy to see because the root is on the 6th string and they're not that different from bar chords. So you probably know these chords. And there's more. You could do dominant 7 flat 5, or major 7, flat 5, or, any variation, minor 7, sharp 5. All of these, you can move the A from the bottom to the top. And of course, you don't have to be in A. You could do it anywhere. So, knowing these lower chords is great when you're in a situation where there's room in those bottom frequencies for you to use this space. Maybe there's no bass player, or it could be just like a duo, voice and guitar. These voicings are great, nice, big, round, balanced sound. But then if you're playing in an ensemble and this is just too big sounding, you could play this, and you're mostly playing the same thing. You're just moving one note and leaving 3 right where they are. And this carves out, all of the lower frequencies for your bass player or your piano player or, anybody. So that really opens up the guitar in a way. And even when I'm playing, like I might think of this for playing chords, and then when I solo, I see this as a shape. Right, just an area to play for A minor 7. And then, of course, you've also got the reverse. If you know chords that are up high, like this is a C7 voicing, maybe you know this. You could move this G. It's not even the root. It's just whatever note is on the first string. You could move it down here. And so you could take this C7 and play it here. Again, 3 notes don't move at all. Have to refinger it just because that's the anatomical limitations of the human hand. But this is a really different kind of sound, but mostly the same stuff. And you'd have to just think about where you might use this chord and where you might use this one. Same of any of the inversions. This is C7. We could move the B flat down here. This is C7. We could move this C down here. So we already looked at that with what we were doing a minute ago with those A minor 7 chords. And then that's C7. Hard to get on a 12 fret guitar. But, this sounds so different from this, but it's mostly the same material. And again, you might think of this as something you could use either as a soloing area or just for chord melody. Whereas these would be more supportive chords. When somebody's singing or just somebody needs support. So that was the thing. I'm really curious to know how many of you already see the guitar in this way, and how many of you are maybe surprised by this. I'd be really curious to know. I also wonder what other blind spots we may have because of just the way that we were taught, or the way that we taught ourselves, or whatever. If you've discovered something like this, some kind of connection that wasn't obvious at first, and then once you saw it, you couldn't unsee it, I'd love to know, even if it doesn't have to do with these sorts of chordal things. So, okay, cool. This is the chord multiplier.